All right, good morning and welcome back to our channel, Princess Seat. Today is still the 19th of August 2025, and I bring you this very important update. Yes, see, there is a giant stride towards the country director. What I mean by giant stride means there is a very important point that should not be ignored. That is being made in the background towards the country director. Anyone who has followed the story knows that Apostle Ken has been a strong pillar in pushing this vision, and the fact that there is heightened success in sight concerning his involvement is a signal that something tangible is about to manifest. Movements of this kind are often resisted by forces who do not want the masses to be free. I just got off call from with a very important personality within the system, and there is a serious move that is going on towards the country director for something very positive and very successful. And that is why this present silence should not be mistaken for failure. It is the quiet before the announcement of success. I took my time to listen carefully to all the wordings of the individual personality, very deep indeed. And I could reflect that everything being done behind closed doors are coded just for security reasons. And I think it is to our advantage. It's not at this time that having crossed a lot of hurdles, then getting to this point and just one little carelessness or just one little weakness somewhere just open up the gates for floods to come in and sweep out everything. Because we shouldn't forget that there are enemies not because they don't expect money, but they want it to be through them. They also want this money, but they want it to be through them that this fund, I don't know. It's just the wickedness of mankind. Whether it is through you or it comes to you or it is not through you, if your intention is such that people should be free from financial impoverishment, whichever way it comes, as long as it is legal, all you'll be fighting for is so that masses could be free. And that is part of what a silence is trying to attack. You understand? Because there's a major stride right now that is currently going on towards Apostle Ken. That is actually for the masses. The Pioneer is for the project, and it has nothing to do with the fund coming through the UAAG. The fund coming to the UAAG is generally for the masses settlement. You understand? And that's where majority of the people are found. You understand? And this is what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not talking about the Pioneer. The issue of the Pioneer has what is being expected from Madam Ngozi Israel, as he said that the top leader is supposed to come as of yesterday, but we haven't heard from that angle whether he has arrived or not. You understand? So, but with all information I'm hearing is that that is still being awaited. And on a caveat, as Ngozi Israel said then, that he might not come on that Monday, but is expected to come on Monday. That is what she said in that voice note. You understand? So, but then I'm talking about UAAG itself. It's we shouldn't compare both of them. They are different. It's another area where clarity is very, very needed. The disbursement to Pioneer is totally different from that of UAG. Pioneer has its own structure, has its own timeline, and the method of reaching its subscribers are different. UAG is unique and also separate. So mixing the two together can cause confusion and false expectations. And this is why we must focus very clearly on what UAAG represent, especially since it's more directly tied to the plight of the masses. Pioneer might be for a certain group, and Pioneer might also serve a certain group, but UAAG has a broader vision to touch the lives of ordinary Nigerians on the street, those who have been crushed by inflation, by unemployment, by hardship. And that is why I took my time to pass the call across and really know what is it that the masses should expect at this time? What is it that they should wait for at this time? And I took my time to listen carefully to what the individual says, and I discovered that, oh, is this the reason why things are the way it is? But I must tell you, it's a good news that what the masses are in expectation of right now, especially on the side of UAAG, is really, really a good news. I wouldn't drop more than that, but this is to spice your understanding that something in the making is really on the wheels. You understand, it's really on the wheels. I've always been talking about the classified submissions for security reasons, and this is also very important because of the sensitivity of the matter at hand. Whenever money is involved, especially this kind of large-scale fund that is to be released, I think there's a need for caution, for wisdom, and for patience. What is happening with UAG right now is not something that should be shouted openly, or a kind of exposed very carelessly. Behind the silence, I think there are serious and strategic moves that is going on. Serious and strategic moves that is going on. It's known to the people that is known to. I'm still talking. I don't want to bring out things. I'm still being coded and I'm still being classified here. A lot of people have been asking questions and wondering why things are becoming too silent, because over the past few days, I beg your pardon, you could observe that not much information is coming from the UAG. It's just the noise of the pioneers we've been hearing, and a lot of people feel like, okay, there's nothing going on. People are discouraged, and some are drawing some conclusions already. We are the one that knows what they are saying, but let's not forget that in matters of this magnitude, silence does not actually mean inactivity. No, sometimes silence is part of the process. Sometimes silence is also the shield that protects some delicate negotiations and final touches before the big breakthrough is finally announced. Yes, you should know me. I'm an advocate of Apostle Ken should speak to the masses. Yes, that he should speak to the masses. I'm still saying the same thing. I'm not saying altogether that he should be silent. I'm still standing on my word. Not that it should be altogether 100% silent. Yes, it should say one or two things, at least to calm the masses down, not tell us the delicate things within the ecosystem that is ongoing, just like I'm trying to choose my words right now so that I don't let out some cats out of the bag, but I feel as him as the shepherd or as the lead personality is supposed to calm the troubled waters, and in a way to talk to the people, the masses, and let them know what is happening, not really deep into what is happening, but then things are going on. His voice alone could calm some troubled waters, you understand? However, going forward, just please 1 minute, I'll be with you shortly. All right, thank you very much. Still on course. We are back again and much more better. Now, as of yesterday, there was a voice note that was released, which we need to get some clarity given about the funds that was meant for the 2.2 million Nigerians. The amount was said to be 25,000 each in trenches of 25,000 spread across trenches, adding up to about 75,000 per person. And some kind of people began to assume whether this fund was the same as the UAAG disbursement fund or something of that nature. But it's very important also to understand that the palliative from the government and the aid through UAAG are not the same. Actually, both of them are meant to, if you could recall that in that message I dropped, that both of them are meant to alleviate the plight of the masses. So the government's own palliative is a response to economic hardship, and it's often tied to immediate relief efforts, from their part. UAG, on the other hand, is a broader, deeper, and more structured initiative that has to do with foreign intervention, humanitarian aids, and some long-term support. So the confusion arose because both initiatives aim to arrive at the same goal, and alleviating the suffering of the masses. But one is from the government, the other is from an external channel, and the operations are quite separate. So we're just thinking of possibly maybe the side of the government, they put a kind of dipping hand a little bit in the chunk of it and wanting to settle the masses from the chunk of the government stuff. But then whatever the case is, we know that right now Nigeria is currently under a government that many would describe as unassuming. Things are not always said openly. Policies are sometimes rolled out very quietly. Funds are sometimes managed without clear explanations. And this has also made Nigerians so skeptical and very suspicious about things on the increase. People wonder, could the government sometimes be dipping hands into the aid that is meant for the people? But sometimes those things are seen. While it is true that the government all over the world often find ways to control the flow of aid, within the economy, what matters most is that the aid reaches those that it is meant for. There might be delays sometimes, there might be complications sometimes, but at the end of the day, the voices of the people seems to be stronger, and the world is watching. And that is why this particular aid tied to UAAG is attracting so much attention, because it's so humongous. It's massive, it's huge, it's great. It is bigger than just Nigeria. It is international. It's international. So here is where the hope shines brighter right now. According to the insider information, there is a giant move from the CBN towards this very cause. That is to say that the process is not just in talk. It has reached a level where the nation's apex financial institution is already involved. And this is a strong sign, it's a strong indication that things are moving from the promises to actual implementations. The CBN's involvement right now is not something small. They are deeply, neck deep involved in this matter right now. So if indeed they are already making some moves behind the scene, then there is every reason to hold on to faith, to hope. The masses may not see the movement yet, but the system is already preparing the channel through which the funds is going to reach the masses. Yes. So going forward, let us remain unperturbed. Let us hold on to faith and patience. What is unfolding is bigger than what our eyes can see at the moment. UAAG may appear a kind of silent. Ngozi Israel may not have given full details yet, also based on her own side, and the government may seem unassuming, but behind the curtain, serious moves are happening. They are happening. So the difference between the government palliatives and the UAG is becoming clearer. Posuken is making giant strides, and above all, the plight of the Nigerian masses remains at the center of this effort. We are closer to success than we ever think. I'm assuring you, we are very close to success than we are thinking. So I can only tell you to be calm. I can only tell you to stay watchful and very much hopeful, because it is not what you think that is currently going on. Yes, it is not what you think. It's just because of the sensitivity of the matter at hand. Yes, it is not what you think. Let me put it in that caveat. It's not what you think that is currently going on, but a lot of success are going on. I rest my case. This is Prince's Seat. Subscribe for regular update so you don't miss out on vital updates. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful Tuesday. ahead of you. Bye for now.